do, 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 do. Chat, I'm going to miss Simulanka so fucking bad, it's not even funny. We're getting into World Quest content for today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have returned to another day of Simulanka content. We are starting the World Quest content now that I have finished Act 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the epilogue of the Simulanka main story content. I have gone back and I have pretty much grinded through all of the collectibles that I could find between the 3 areas of the forest, the city, and the Broken Sea. And we do have a few world quests we got to get into. We also did do the world quest with the book and like Kaveh and the whole like rigmarole situation in Sumeru, which was interesting. But we're going to be checking out all of the world quests that wrap up the last bit of content for Simulanka. Now, before we jump into anything, I just want to say I have never felt this way about a summer event before. Now, don't get me wrong, right? The first ever Golden Apple Archipelago 1.6 was magical. It was so charming. It was different, a brand new area, summer vibes, fun in the sun. But I am actually in mourning for the fact that we are saying goodbye to one of, if not the most charming limited location in all of Genshin with this region. I didn't think it would be this good. The fact that it's also my favorite summer event now, especially with everything regarding Durin and, you know, that subsequently being related to Albedo, Rhine-Daughter, my favorite type of lore in the game. I can't say enough good things about this patch. I can't say enough good things about this area. I have taken over 1,000 pictures. I don't even know how much it is on the dot because I made an alternate Aether account. I ran through Mondstadt, started Simulanka again, and took all the screenshots that I wasn't able to take while I was doing the quest initially, like while I was doing the content on my stream initially. So I took even more pictures. I basically have a slideshow of the entire event. Like, I'm convinced at this point. I've tried to capture so much of this event because it's so charming and it's so, like, there's so much life and creativity and charm put into, like, the paper forest and the toy town of Constellation Metropole, which I think is literally one of, if not like the best location place in Genshin Impact, period. This toy town is one of the cool, like, just looking at it, look at this. Look at the stars and the turning gears. The music is phenomenal. Like, Hoyoverse also released all of the music for Simulanka, which I'm really happy about. But just a shot like this, you know what? This is screenshot worthy right here. Like, I don't even give a damn. I love this, man. I'm gonna miss all of it so much. And don't even get me started. Like, I'm in mourning right now, chat. Don't mind me. I know we're getting into World Quest content, but I'm taking like a look at the place and I'm just thinking to myself, God damn. I don't know whether to be impressed or disappointed with the fact that Hoyoverse put all of this effort into something for a limited time. They didn't half-ass it just because it's going away. If anything, they put even more effort into something like this to have it be like a memorable piece of history for us. The Broken Isles, this music is this is my favorite musical track in the entire game. The icing, right? The cherry on top of the icing on the cake of going under into Alice's study and seeing all the mementos and memorabilia of previous summer events almost makes you feel like this is the last summer event, which is kind of sad, you know, because who knows what we're going to get into for next summer before Snezhnaya, the nation that kind of sets everything apart when it comes to like the whole reason why we're on this journey with the Gnosis at the very least. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this location. I'm gonna miss it terribly. I think we will do a going away stream for Simulanka. I haven't done one of those since the first Golden Apple of 1.6. I did an entire stream saying goodbye to the original Golden Apple because we didn't know it was coming back, and then boom, it came back even better in 2.8. Bottleland was great, you know, it was a great kind of like setup for Fontaine, but this is just nothing comes close to Simulanka in my opinion. Yeah, I'm completely blown away by this. We got so much great lore about the Hexen Circle, Albedo, Durin, Rhine-Daughter, Anders' daughter, like this future fight, this future feud with Mondstadt characters getting involved now, the potential resurrection of Durin, which by the way, I predicted during my Alenus World Quest back in 4.0, which I had no idea of. until like recently now because it's been uploaded. Yeah, I just wanted to give my little paper flowers to this nation. I don't know how much we're going to get into for lore. Obviously, another big thing going into this, we're going to be probably applying a lot of what these world quests give us to the Natlan Archon quest. Every nation's quest content, be it the main quests or the world quests, tend to have a lot of breadcrumbs, sometimes outright telling us everything that we're going to get into for the following nation's Archon quest. They did it with 1.6 with the Magu Kenki puppet, which was basically revealing A as the Raiden Shogun puppet. 2.8 with the Mirages, you know, talking about like, you know, the Akasha system and Dotori's involvement and all of that, and also teasing Nahida during that event. And I think the most egregious 3.8, if you squint your eyes and you turn and you tilt your head just right, it'll tell you the entire Fontaine Archon quest with the real Archon, the fake Archon, the people being Oceanids and everything else in between. And going into this, I'm going to try to apply as much of what I think I know compared to what I think they're setting us up with Natlan, as well as, you know, everything else with the Pyro Sovereign, the previous Pyro Archon, the current Pyro Archon, the Primal Fire, and everything else in between. Before I get any further, this is the last thing I'm going to say, I promise, and then we'll start. By the time this goes up on YouTube, we'll already be in Natlan. You guys will already have seen all of my videos leading up to this. However, I am planning on uploading a Natlan theory video before 5.0 within the next couple of weeks. I posted a screenshot. Some of you guys saw it on Twitter. Some of you guys probably saw it in the Discord or in the YouTube community tab. But I have a notebook here of a ton of notes that I have taken that I plan to extrapolate on after we finish all of these world quests. But I titled it Natlan Archon Quest Theory. I blurted out because I don't want anyone to, like, I'm safeguarding all my notes. I don't want anyone to know what I'm cooking up right now, but I wanted to at least finish the world quest so I have like the final type of like allegorical references of whatever they're going to be getting into for this to help me out with my theories. I'll give you guys a little bit, I'll give you guys some breadcrumbs, okay? I'll give you a little taste test of what I was cooking up. So this entire theory hinges off of a tweet that I read, which went into grave detail that the Children of Murata is a mistranslation that has derailed the entire Genshin community. And I read that, and then I thought to myself, well, if the Children of Murata is a mistranslation, then I can't go into Natlan with the assumption that she's the previous Archon. And then it led me to recontextualize what I've known so far into suggesting that the one thing I never thought to consider for Xbalanque, because I thought Himiko Murata was the previous Archon, I think Xbalanque might be the previous Pyro Archon. And the drip marketing would make sense of that because he's referring to Nouvelette, which means Xbalanque would know about the Sovereign Dragons, which means Xbalanque might have a history with the previous Pyro Sovereign Dragon of Natlan. And that Mavwika is the second Pyro Archon, and she's Phoenix-based, and we'll get into all of that. So that's like a quick little taste. Like, it recontextualizes how I feel about the previous Archon, and then it unravels itself, because when you take Himiko Murata out, I have to, like, apply it differently. And then I got into, like, what the Incandescent Ode to Resurrection might be. I'm trying to understand the relationship of the previous Pyro Archon, if they know about the previous Sovereign Dragon of Pyro, and everything else. It's a mess. I can't really explain it all right here, but I did take a bunch of notes, and I'm going to cook like I've never cooked in my fucking life. I'm gonna try my best. And I need to do these world quests to give me like the final piece of whatever I might be missing out on. So going into this, we did start this out, and apparently there is a jumping tournament or a jumping contest. And the first thing I thought of was, oh, there's a tournament here between multiple frogs, kind of like how there's a tournament that's prepping right now in Natlan. So as of right now, that is where we're at. Well done, my fine hind-legged ladies and gentlemen. Well done indeed. This jumping contest is on fire, like the next nation will be. Just a moment ago, we saw Estamp the Fearless show his awesome might. In his impressive epic strength, he made a stable... Oh, hold on a second. In his impressive epic strength, he's made a stable yet distant leap, one worthy of a favorite to take gold. Sounds like a tournament. But next up, we have the one you've all been waiting for, the unequaled, the unrivaled, the unparalleled. Oh my God. Forobert! Okay, this is clearly referring to the tournament and of Capitano and the Pyro Archon, clearly. Who will emerge as champion and win the great honor and burden of fetching the princess? Oh? Before the final round begins, let us take a short break and give our 2 contestants time to rest. For the time being, the tournament venue will be open to you all, so go forth and jump to your heart's content. That is what the rainsong pond is here for, after all. Forobert, I know how nervous you are right now, but this is the final match that every frog has been looking forward to. I'm sorry, Mr. Horello, but please don't blame him, sir. Give him a moment to rest. After all, Forobert, I'm sure that you need some time to think about how you shall pleasantly surprise us all. Estamp, you're good enough. I think... Oh, save it, friend. You will no doubt set a new record in just a moment, trust me. For now, just rest. You need time. All right, you're right, my friend. I need some time. You know what's hilarious about this, chat? The Olympics just concluded. Actually, that's kind of crazy that Natlan is having a tournament and it dropped the same year as the Olympics. And this year was also a leap year, which was the year of Bennett's birthday, and we're going to Natlan, and Bennett might be tied into Nat. Like, Hoyoverse actually cooking. These two are in a matchup here. Hopper of Unyielding Heights, and Forobert is going on to potentially be, it seems like he's the fan favorite that people are expecting to win. Greetings, honored guests. You don't seem like frogs. Nonetheless, welcome to Rainsong Pond. May your legs be limber. Tell me about the competition. As you have seen and heard, this contest is to decide the frog who's best at jumping. Our contestants go through the qualifiers, group matches, and elimination matches, and only those who make it through all these can reach the finals. That sounds complicated. It's not complicated at all. Simply step into the arena and clear the stage and clear the challenges that lie before you. Dear guests, if it suits your fancy, you can also try out the bouncing contest here. This is meant to test the contestant speed and stability while jumping. I was just about to do some practice here, then take part in the next contest. But my skills aren't exactly up to par. I can't jump well enough on my own. Would you two be willing to assist me? So there's no competition ongoing here? Of course, the competition's already reached the finals, so the other venues are now open for practice. Keep practicing, keep jumping, keep competing. That's the way you get better and better. Come on, dear guests. You'll enjoy the bouncing contest too, I guarantee it. Oh, okay, I guess we are helping him after all. All right, pop off, go off, king. You can do it, sir. I believe in you. There we go. What a champ. Wait, are we really we're really helping this man? We're coaching him, guys. We're gamers. Holy moly. All right, we got this. We're leapfrogging this man all the way to glory. He's gonna be the next year. He's gonna be the champion during next year's Simulanka Prage. Dude, imagine we come back to Simulanka, or we go to like a different storybook, maybe. This game is pretty fun, don't you think? Paimon wants to give it a try too. Then be my guest. Paimon can pose as if she's jumping in the air too, you know. That's pretty much the same anyways. I knew you would enjoy the bouncing contest, but just now, that was just a game. This is a long way off from a real contest. Only the very best of us can take part in the latter. And this contest will decide who is best suited to rescue the princess. Ah, it's just so exciting. Oh, sorry, dear guests. My apologies, but I can't help but ramble on about Forobert. After all, the whole reason we've organized so many contests was to choose the paper frog with the steadiest, furthest, most awe-inspiring jump so that they could rescue the princess. Oh dear. All right, let me pull out the good old pen and paper. We got another princess to deal with. We just dealt with Princess Lyris during Fontaine. There's also the Pale Princess and the 6 Pygmies, which, you know, I assume that that's somehow related to our sibling, right? Horello will use his booming voice to remind us when the competition is about to begin, so listen out for it and make sure that you find good seats. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay, we helped this man out. Good luck next year in the tournament, my dude. Oh, look at Mans over here. Mans is putting in work. Look at this guy. He doesn't need any help. He's like, look at me. I guess this is the other guy I could have talked to, but he's like, you know what? I don't need coaching. I'll do everything myself. I'll be champion next year. Is anybody else depressed that they can't swim in this water? Welcome, dear guests. I presume that you are also here to watch the competition. Welcome in any case to Rainsong Pond. You have come in at the right time, but also perhaps the wrong one. The competition is coming to a close with only the final, the result of which is already beyond doubt, left to take place. I'm sure that you've heard of Forubert and Estamp. They are both leading exponents in the art of jumping, but in my experience, Forubert is sure to win. Forubert is far better at this than all other paper frogs and has won countless championships as a result. He is, therefore, the undisputed favorite. I wonder if this is going to have anything to do with the finals of Natlan. Like, I don't know if it's going to come down to, like, I don't know if Mavwika is taking place or if she's, like, the grand champion and whoever makes it through the ranks gets to face her or whatever. But I'm assuming Capitano is going to make it to the end and challenge Mavwika, and maybe that will tie into, like, how he gets the Gnosis, or maybe if his origins are from Natlan. I have no idea, but that's the vibe I'm going into with this. He has the strongest legs, the most agile mind, and most resolute spirit. Most importantly, he constantly seeks to share his know-how with all other frogs. Capitano, rank number 1 of the Harbingers. He's very, he carries himself with a sense of honor, and he did help out the Mondstadt Knights when he was in, when he came across Varka, so... Estamp is, like me, one of the paper frogs who learned by watching him. We respect, trust, and believe that he will once again achieve great success. Before the finals begin, I'd like to stay and practice a little longer to prepare for the final round of competitions. If you don't mind, we could practice together. Perhaps you might even come up with some great ideas to help me jump all the better. All right, you know what? I'll give my expertise. I've jumped around a bit. I may have jumped and lost stamina and fallen into a puddle of water and drowned, but that's besides the point. Of course, this is not just about rescuing the princess. Most importantly is the contest itself and what it teaches us. Self-belief, resolve, bravery. Only a paper frog who understands and embodies such virtues will emerge as our champion. Come now, dear guests. Let's see if you can feel the virtue inherent in our contest. Hold up. Nice. Good shit. Not bad. You're quite good at this. If you have time, I'd be willing to recommend you to the organizing committee. The next time we hold a competition, we'll be able to measure ourselves against one another. Still, I shan't take up more of your time until then. The finals are about to begin. Guess we'll see just how good this Forubert guy is. He'll blow your socks off for sure. Still, he did seem a little nervous when I saw him recently. He is constantly practicing the most basic moves and then gets annoyed at how he was performing them. But these are the finals. It's normal to get nervous, right? A bit of nerves are to be expected. That's what I thought, but no, I still believe in him. He's not the type to give in so easily. I've got to keep practicing myself. If you'd like, dear guests, please feel free to have a look around. The finals are about to begin, though, so be sure you don't miss them. All right, so Forubert, seems like there's a lot of pressure on this man to perform. I'm just, you know, I'm kind of curious how things are going to play out. And here it is. Here it comes. My fine hind-legged ladies and gentlemen, the unparalleled Forubert steps forward to make his leap, and he jumped 3 lotus leaves and fell into the water. It seems we have a champion. The one who will welcome our princess is Estamp. Congratulations to our... No, I protest. This is ridiculous. Absurd even. I shall not accept the title of champion in this manner. Did he throw the freaking jump? Goodness gracious, by the morning dew. Come now, you surpassed Forubert in front of all frog kind. Forubert slipped up, that's all. He's just not in good form, you know? This will not convince me nor any other paper frogs. Anyways, let's give Forubert a moment to himself. We'll continue this later. It seems we have guests. Welcome, welcome. What's this competition about? Damn, what the hell happened to this frog, bro? Literally just fumbled. As you can see, it is a jumping contest. Only the most legendary leapers may take the crown, thus earning the great burden of rescuing the princess. This is why we organize so many contests. I imagine that you saw the frog who just made his leap. That was Forubert, one of the contestants and the greatest jumper in all the pond, or he used to be anyways. Damn. Shame, we seem to have missed all of it. What a shame. You'd have done so well too, Paimon. Eh? Why Paimon? Flying doesn't normally involve more bouncing, you know? Flying's faster than jumping. It'll be an easy win for you. But wouldn't that be cheating? You're supposed to use your legs to jump, and one of us has to take part. It'd have to be you. Still, Paimon's never seen you jump that far before, except when you were running away. Okay. Who thought that it was a good idea for Paimon to slander me like this? You only do good at jumping when you're running away from monsters. What the heck is this nonsense? I will not stand for this. In that case, you've done well to ask our champion over here for some advice. My apologies, dear guest, and Mr. Horello too. But I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm no champion. But as surely as a lotus stem stands, according to the rules, you are the champion. I'll be the judge of that. Thank you very much. I like that line. This contest is meant to pick the best of us, the most skilled of jumpers, to go save our princess. This is a matter of the honor of all frog kind. And Farabert is the very best of us. You know this. All of us do. So Farabert is really that impressive. We've heard a lot about the other paper frogs talking about him. Is everything they say about him true? That's right. Farabert was the best frog in our pond. He could, oh my god, damn, bro. What does this guy have to say about it? I feel so bad for this guy. He's like, man, I fell off and everyone just won't let me live. They expect so much out of me. He could easily bound all the way across 12 lotus leaves and land on the 13th, and he'd land so lightly that the dew upon the leaf would not be disturbed. He could even jump between lotus leaves amidst the flowing river and not fall into the water, no matter how fierce the current. Bro's literally leapfrogging his ass out of here right now. So I'm guessing he's not in good form right now. Yeah, he seems kind of down. He looked super sad when he was leaving just now too. He's just having a temporary rough patch. It's the only reason he made that mistake. Please, Mr. Horello, for the sake of the contest and for the sake of our calling, I'd like to ask for a rematch. If you deem it necessary, you can consult the opinion with the other frogs. I'm sure they'll concur. Listen, Estamp, I know you're a capital fellow, sharp-minded and upstanding to boot. But did you not see how Farabert was faring? He left without even attempting to make another leap. I'll speak with him. We've trained together all this time, so I know how he feels. He'll understand. Ah, for the love of lotus leaves and lucent dew. All right, I'll go with you to meet Farabert. We'll come along. We're good at encouraging people. Have you been, they're good jumpers. Have you been secretly training behind Paimon's back or something? I'm just good at making others jump a long way away. Both humorous and polite. Thank you for your goodwill. In that case, let us go together. With our luck, that good humor of yours might soothe his sore spirit. Pond, protect us. I wonder which shall serve us better, the soft or hard approach. This is a great shot too. Oh my god. Oh my god, this guy literally... This guy literally isolated himself on the highest point in all of the freaking paper forest. Mans really wants to be left alone. He's here. Ah, there you are. The award ceremony is over then. Just the opposite, in fact. Both Mr. Horello and I are of the opinion that things were far from over. Indeed, I hereby announce in my capacity as referee that you, Mr. Farabert, have one more chance to jump. To maintain the fairness in this competition and to fulfill our duty to the calling, you must do a re-jump. Dear Mr. Horello, I, as a contestant, cite the competition rules permitting the competitive behavior that may bring harm to oneself or one's tribe. Natlan has tribes. So obviously, I'm assuming that each tribe of Natlan is going to elect like one person to represent their tribe in the tournament. What that tournament might be, I don't know. I don't know if they're all fighting for a piece of primal fire. I don't know if that's what they're implying or if that's what they're going to be going for, or some type of authority in the nation. But interesting. I forfeit my second jump attempt. I do not want to disappoint everyone again, nor bring ruin to our calling. This is the only truly responsible course of action. Wow, what a professional answer. He even had the specific clauses handy. He even gave a touch of emotional appeal. All right, looks like playing hardball isn't going to work. Oh, lucent dew and lotus leaves. But you haven't left the venue. I don't understand what you mean to say, dear guest. This is the best place in which to watch the competition unfold. If you really wanted to give up, you wouldn't have stayed here. That's true. You can see everything that's going on in the long distance jumping contest from here. If he really had given up and no longer wanted to have anything to do with the contest, why would he stay? Oh, these are really good shots. I'm definitely going to get these on my alt account. I don't wish to talk about this anymore. I believe I've been clear. Sorry, Estamp, and our 2 guests as well. Bro's literally in a rut. Clearly, he has fallen from grace. No pun intended. We gotta bounce him back. He still got that fighting spirit in him, I hope. Is there anything else I can help you with, dear guests? You saw the terrible state I was in. I admit, I mostly know what you're going to say the moment I saw you arriving with a stamp. My answer is no, and so it will always be. Look at my ankles. They are not ankles that will carry such a heavy burden. Not ones that can save a princess. They look pretty sturdy. They look like pretty sturdy ankles to me. But I made a mistake. No, I have been making mistakes all along. I'm sorry, you two, but I cannot continue competing. All right, so who in Natlan is going to have an issue with this tournament? Oh, we got to catch up with him? Bro's hauling ass. Hold on. I know a thing or two about jumping. I've bunny jumped for 4 years. Hey, don't go. We just want to tell you one thing. One last thing. All frogs make mistakes. They just need to learn from them. That's all. Good guess. You do not understand. I intentionally believe that mistakes were mere drops of dew that fall upon our heads. Nothing can truly knock a froggy down. But I was wrong. Oh my god, what a shot! But I was wrong. Perhaps they were never mere drops, but rather more akin to rocks at the bottom of a pond. Withered wood struck into the waterbed, or a vent hidden within the muck. We can overlook them, bury them, step over them, and pretend they don't exist. But they will not rest, my friend. They will await their opportunity for a chance to come back to bite you. Please go, and let me go too. I am nothing but a mere lotus head who has had all its seeds removed. Bro, it ain't that deep. You just fell in the water. Oh my gosh. They're giving you a chance at redemption. You got this. Even the light breeze would surge through the many holes in my heart and chill me to the bone. I don't know if you have a heart, sir. You're made of paper. Anyways, I cannot take upon this great burden. This is the voice of my heart. I have let all frogs down, including myself. You still have a retry, you know? Yeah, you've got another chance to prove yourself. I do not wish to taste the bitter pang of failure once more. My legs and my heart cannot. Whoa, this lotus leaf is moving all of a sudden. What's going on? She looks so shook. What? But it should have been fixed in place. No, it's moving forward. Please stay firm, dear guests. I shall steer it as best I can. Farber, it's time for you to be the hero, please. Oh. Oh my gosh, what a go. He's literally a waterbender. Oh my god, where the hell are we going right now? Nani? Holy moly. Bro's actually goated. Hey, look at that, sir. You just saved us. You know what that means. You got it in you. I've trained here before. Yeah, see, look at this. All the people here. All the people that you've inspired. Let's go. Damn. And we're right back where we started. Just like that. Yeah. Stop freaking out. Yeah. Oh my god. Where the hell are we going right now? Oh, damn, dude. Where are we going? What the hell? Okay, wait a minute. You lost me, game. I'm lost, chat. I can do this. I can do this. Holy smokes. Leave it to me, everyone. Hold on tight. What a go. What the heck? Who is this man? He only does everything. Oh, dear. Oh. Oh, my God. Yo. Look at him fly. Damn, he was getting up in the sky with me. What a real one. Holy moly. Would you look at that? Farobert, the unyielding. Farobert, the bold. He seized the opportunity for a retry in. A spectacular leap. Spectacular indeed. Bro is literally flying. Sheesh. This is a miracle without How are these guys already here just waiting? It's like they knew what was gonna happen. This is a miracle without precedent. He is the only paper frog ever to leap across this precipice. I know you had it in you, Farobert. I believed in you. The lotus leaf that suddenly started moving, was that was your doing, wasn't it? It was something that Mr. Horello and I came up with together. I apologize, dear guests, for hiding this from you. Well, I'll do it all over again? Damn. Well, it was certainly exciting. All right then, Farobert. Now that everyone has witnessed your great leap, you no longer have any reason to reject the victor's crown. But it was a coincidence, a miracle born of circumstance, just one fluke leap. It was only with the aid of these two guests that I was able to do it all. I'll be honest, we were just having fun drifting alongside you. Exactly. We were just watching from the sidelines. That big jump was all you. Still, our work wasn't in vain, right? It would have been a waste to stand by and watch such a brilliant frog give up like that. You love it so much and you trained so hard for so long. It would have been awful if you'd just given up. A tragedy for you and frog kind. I'm glad that you didn't actually give up. Oh, honored guests, truly your heart is purer than the first drop of morning dew. I am sorry, my friends, to have done you such an injustice. You should have been the winner of that match. Ah, come now. You've proved that you are the best of us. Please listen to me. We have many competitions ahead of us, and I will gladly compete with you 1,000 times more. But this time, we must put our best frog forward and fetch the princess. This is our calling, and the future of Rainsong Pond rests upon it. As such, there is no room for error. Do you understand me? I do. Yo, he's back, gamers. Good. Farabert, that's wonderful. Well, this all seems to have turned out great. We have ourselves a real champion now, don't we? Next up, our champion shall go rescue the princess, and then our calling will be complete. Not to interrupt or anything, about that princess, yeah, I want to know who this princess is. They're a part of a tribe. Like, what is happening? Yeah, so, you've said a whole bunch about this princess of yours. Fetch her this, best frog that. Now everything's ready. Do you really know where the princess is? Of course. Oh, of course. We're about to retrieve and rescue her, for she lives in a tower made of vines and giant trees. Wait, is it the squirrel in that area? I know there's a quest over there too I haven't done yet. Only the bravest, boldest, most jumpiest of frogs may evade the thorns and deep mist, leaping atop the tower to deliver the princess from her cage. It seems like a lot of pressure to be putting on someone. I'll definitely fall down halfway. Come on, Farabert, don't be in such a rush to return to the pond. Why, we have yet to lay our eyes upon that tree. Our hard work has paid off. I have located the tower. It is in the kingdom of breezes and bells. Mr. Horello, it is not there, but forest and flying squirrels. Certainly not a high tower. Are you certain that it is our destination? Absolutely. I personally went to inspect that place. The tower there is so high that you could barely see the top. There is none, I reckon, who might scale it apart from us paper frogs. That sounds really impressive. Let's go give it a look first. You're coming along too. That would be wonderful. Seems like we've got quite the crowd for our little princess welcoming party. Not bad, not bad at all. See, I knew that things would work out for the best. Let us make our preparations and set forth for the kingdom of breezes and bells. As for you, dear guests, we shall see you there. Ah, yes, Mr. Farabert. Please go to the award ceremony first, would you? It takes place at the pond. No! Damn. Okay, so the first part is done. All right, so we're gonna continue this. We do have to make it to the tree over here, which continues the quest. I think it's in 3 parts. So after this part, another part will unlock for us. I know that there's like an interactable over here by the dragon's like footprint. And then I know that there's another area over here when I was exploring, but it's like a locked door. It says something about eternity or whatever. I don't know if this continues it too, but we'll come back to that later. Anyways, before we carry on though, I do want to take a little bit of a detour and I want to go to like the Gacha station in all 3 of the areas, because I finally managed to complete and collect all of the Gacha pulls that I did. I got really lucky on some of them. I got 3 of the like special pulls, like the rare pulls. I got 3. So like in a pull of 5, I got 3 out of 5. I think that's the highest one I've gotten. I don't know if it's possible to get 4 or 5, but this is my showcase. I chose all of these ones for me. I think I took a picture of them as well, but in case I didn't, I'm gonna take another one. But I just wanted to showcase to you guys, because I haven't showcased these yet since my last stream. So these are all the ones that I presented for the forest. All right, this is the second one right here. This one looks so cool. I have like the little stars and like one of every town person. I love this toy town. I love Constellation Metropole. I literally think it's like one of the best locations in all of Genshin. It's so dope. Look at this. And then this is the last one. Most of these are like inanimate objects, like items and stuff, like the sword, the shield, the wagon, the flowers. Put the miners on the top. I just thought that was kind of cute, kind of appropriate. But this is my last group of collectibles. I'm gonna miss Simulanka so much. It is without a doubt one of, if not the best limited summer area in the game for me, for what I've experienced of all the other areas, but also like in general, just one of like the best locations in Genshin that's unfortunately going away. But we move, gamers. We are continuing on. I have not been to this back area. I stayed away from it because I was told that if you get too close to the NPC, it will auto-trigger the quest, and I didn't want to do that, obviously, because I wanted to focus up on featuring all the content for stream. Yeah, so the quest starts up on this area over here. There's actually a lower area, I think, that has one of these collectibles, but I basically just stayed away from going anywhere near these areas because I didn't want to auto-trigger anything. But I think I think there's an entrance around the side here on the base level. Yeah, over here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we got the squirrels. There's a little entrance over here, I think, that I can get a collectible. Are you here to take the trials as well? Ooh. Oh, this is the tower. Holy shit, chat. God, this is like a Rapunzel moment. This is a gift for our guests. You heard the princess. Take it. Okay. All right, this is the waypoint. And I think the quest is... Oh, the quest is right there. Okay. Your Highness, what brings you here? Oh, okay, clearly. Guys, I think this is the princess. Just saying, I have a hunch. I could be wrong, but... Given how things stand, I shall retrieve the relic myself and then decide what to do next. Your Highness, that will not do. Your Highness, you cannot go. It seems that you have a better solution. Let's hear it then, Minister Saborn. I, would like to inform Her Highness that, according to, following a long discussion with Sofash last night, we have come to the conclusion that it would be better to set up a trial ground elsewhere. Oh, wise counselor. Hear, hear, and then the guardian who passes our selection process can retrieve the relic for you. 2 birds, 1 stone. Call that a murder of birds, chat. I'm goated. Interesting. So a relic? But without the relic, how can we be sure that the chosen guardian is really the one we are looking for? When I think of relic, the first thing I think of is a gnosis, but I'm not sure if that's the correlation here or if it's something else. Worry not, ministers. Though we are indeed facing a great crisis, this is precisely as the legends predicted. When the crisis befalls us, a guardian... Oh my god. When the crisis befalls us, a guardian shall thereupon emerge. At this moment, what I must do is ensure that they are shown the right path. Besides, I am the best flyer in the kingdom, but there is none more suited than I to judge the guardian's ability. Okay, so we have the best jumper, the best flyer. I wonder what the third act is going to entail. But then will you go instead? Oh, her name is Semest, Princess of the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells. All right, let me write that down. I'm afraid my legs are rather... I'm afraid my legs are rather useless when it comes to flight of any kind. How about you, Saborn? Will you go? My eyesight. Alas, I fear that I am unable to see their movements clearly enough to judge. Damn. Good, it's settled then. You two will stay here and handle affairs within the kingdom while I assist in managing the selection process at the original location myself. Might I submit myself as a candidate for the trial, Your Highness? Oh, we're good at flying and adventuring too. Can we participate? Oh, greetings to both of you and welcome to the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells. You're very welcome to sign up for the Guardian of the Kingdom selection trial. You have not previously participated in the selection trials of our Kingdom of Breezes and Bells, if I am not mistaken. How does Your Highness know this? Your appearance differs greatly from our kingdom subjects. Had you taken part before, I would not forget it. Yeah, aka you're not a piece of paper, Paimon. Oh, enough chit-chat, I suppose. As it so happens, I was about to head over to host the selection ceremony near the Relic Shrine. Let us go there together. Ministers, the kingdom's affairs are in your hands. Do try not to let anyone cut this tree down while I'm away finding the true guardian, if you could. As you wish, Your Highness. The two of you, please come with me. Before the selection officially begins, there are a few things I will need to tell you. Interesting. Okay. Saborn, we must think of something. You are no doubt right, but have we ever managed to hold back the princess? She's a spunky princess that does what she wants and doesn't let anyone tell her what to do. I hope it will not return. Oh, the dragon they're talking about. Damn. Don't worry, guys. Mini Durin's on the up and up from here on out. You guys have nothing to worry about. This would be the first place to be discovered. Gosh, there's so many squirrels just chilling in this giant tree. Holy moly. Ooh, this is exciting. All right, let's head out over here. So I don't think I've been over here, like, actually, no, I haven't. Yeah, I was only around this area to, like, farm and stuff, but I didn't linger on for too long. So, yeah, this entire area looks kind of sus. All right, princess. Walk with me, talk with me. Please come here a moment. I will introduce the trial to you, as well as a few things that you must need to watch out for. Wow, Her Highness sure is a decisive decision maker, huh? Guess that's a true princess for you. I declared I'd accept the trial quite suddenly, but your highness seems particularly surprised. Oh, perhaps our introduction seemed a bit too forthcoming. My apologies. In truth, there have been many squirrels who, like you, have suddenly turned up and declared their intentions to undergo the trial, so I am already accustomed to receiving such candidates. At least, there were many before the dragon attacked the kingdom. You said it was to retrieve a relic? Is it being kept somewhere dangerous? It is indeed. As I mentioned, not long ago, a giant dragon passed through our kingdom. I'm assuming Durin. We tried our best to drive it away, but before leaving, it trampled both the trial grounds and the sacred site where the relic was kept to smithereens. Oh, okay, I guess it's that spot in the north where it's like the giant footprint. Our original stable trial environment is now very different from the way it used to be. The wind currents have become unpredictable, causing a dramatic increase in the difficulty of some trial stages. After the environment changed so drastically, some candidates who could have easily passed the first few stages before now find even the very first stage too challenging. But from another perspective, the current trial is actually a better test of a candidate's true strength. So it should better help us find a strong guardian of the kingdom. I'm very strong. Paimon too. That's cap. Allegedly. So far as we know, allegedly. I don't know anything about Paimon's strength. Well, if that is truly the case, let us get straight to it. Allow me to introduce the trial to you. Simply put, in this trial, the candidate must help their squirrel companions fly in the right direction by guiding them along the wind currents. Don't worry, it isn't complicated. All you have to do is observe the direction of the current and make decisions accordingly. Of course, you need not worry about the issue with directions. In this kingdom, no wind can stop me from flying wherever I will. All right, let us begin. Please make sure you're both ready. I feel like if she was like a human in Teyvat, she would have an animal vision and she'd probably live in Mondstadt. Just got to do one of these. Okay, so we just got to do this. Back and forth. Oh, okay, so we got to move from location to location. That's cool. Looks like we work well together. You could say that again. Ooh, only Princess Semes, who possesses immense powers of flight, may go even against the current through the wind passage. Ooh, and then she comes back. Oh, okay, hold on, I see. Oh, I gotta meet her over here. I see. Oh, that's so cool. That's kind of cool. Nice. Head to the final trial. Yeah, this is the area that I originally saw. I didn't know if it was anything, like super intricate about it though at the time. All right, here we go. And easy clapperino gamers. GG. Damn, we're a great team. Okay, what is down here? Can I go down there? Do I want to know what happens if I... Oh, no, I don't actually. I don't know if I want to know what happens when I go down there, chat. Damn, Farabert can get over here. You can just jump through all of these things too. Your Highness, you're amazing. You flew past so easily. Your ability to judge the wind's currents is also remarkable. It seems you are worthy to undergo the trial after all. Let us make haste to the site where the relic is being kept. Hopefully, we won't have another run-in with that dragon. Don't worry, Durin's a good boy. Oh, yeah, there was a voice coming through this the first time I saw this place. I am a voice, but not life. Also, actually, hold on, pause champ. Hold on, pause champ chat. When we first came to Simulanka, I was like, oh, the toy dragon is a reference to the pyro dragon sovereign. But then that turned out to be Durin. So I'm wondering actually if the dragon she's talking about now is still Durin, or if this is a reference to the pyro dragon sovereign now, because this is a world quest, which is removed from that main quest. So I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to get too debated here. Huh? What was that? It sounded like someone's voice. MurderofBirds, did you hear that? I definitely heard it, but I have no idea what it meant. Whoa, the princess is way ahead. Let's forget about that for now. And no, I don't want to forget about that. When I came over here before, I saw it said something about eternity. It happened so instantly, I didn't get to really hear. Hold on, let me see. Eavesdrop. Oh, I didn't see this. The door is shut tight. You can faintly hear something from within. Oh my God. You know what? Oh, hold on. You know what this kind of reminds me of? We just came here with the princess and it's like a room with a closed door. This kind of reminds me of the Ignition trailer with Mavwika going into like that like tomb or whatever. And the primal fire looking thing was in there and she was like talking to it. So I wonder if this is what that might be a reference to. One entombed with the primal fire. Mavwika was talking to the fire, but the fire didn't look like it was a lot. Like, I don't know. Is the fire sentient? Does the fire like talk back to her? I have no clue. Oh, that's why these are all over here. So this is where the relic is being kept. These footprints are massive. That dragon must be huge. Perhaps in driving the dragon away, we also drove it into a rage. That dragon is actually Mini Durin? Yeah, I assume it's Mini Durin. You tell the story of the dragon in its entirety. Can such a thing be truly unexpected? At the time, I was too panicked, and so I just gave the order to drive him away. Had we the chance to calmly speak with one another, perhaps... Never mind. What's done is done. We must focus on the problem at hand. As for that dragon, once all our problems have been resolved, I shall invite him personally. Now, let's focus on the relic. The relic is down there. Pass the trial and you may claim it. Paimon thought that the relic would be protected by some kind of seal or guard or something, but it looks like it's just lying there. And it doesn't seem like anything stopping someone from just taking it. Just a hop and a step away. What you say is correct. The relic does indeed have a seal, namely the trial that you have seen. According to the kingdom's records, one must pass the trial in order to retrieve the relic. Conversely, if it is taken by someone who has not passed the trial, it will lose its meaning as a relic. I see. Thus, even I must pass the entire trial to retrieve the true relic. There must be both a trial and a challenger to do so. Without satisfying these two conditions, the best case scenario is that we'd be walking away with a useless lump of stone. The best case scenario, does that mean something worse could happen too? Those who act in defense of the rules shall be cursed. You know what I'm thinking about too? Now that we're going through these trials, I wonder if this is like a reflection of the Natlan tournament that's going to go on, right? The tournament's probably going to have rules and boundaries set in play that everyone follows. And if you break the rules, your ass is going to get cursed. You might get in trouble. So I wonder if that's what this is in, like, we're kind of going through a mini version of what that's going to be in Natlan, it seems. Like these trials. Cursed! In that case, let's just go ahead and accept the trial. All right, undergo the trial with Princess Semest. Okay, I do want to look over here. I think I saw something over here too. Yeah. Anyone there? Please help. Like, what the fuck is this? Do you need a hand? Please help us. Like, what the hell is this? Oh, pull. Oh my. Oh, damn. I did not realize that these were like little, dude, these guys have been down here for weeks. Oh, you poor babies, you poor things. A giant shadow suddenly fell upon us. It was so terrifying. Aw. Durin did these creatures dirty, dude. Oh my God. If that was Durin. All right, let us continue. Trial number 2. Perhaps those furious flowers could be of some use. Okay, let's activate that then. Oh, I fumbled. All right, there we go. So we got that. Bring you back over here. Easy, gamers. Oh, I never expected you to be able to judge the wind current so accurately. Yo, thank Venti for that. I've been around, okay? I'm an OG Mondstatter. If you were flying squirrels like I am, navigating these wind currents would pose you no challenge. Of that, I am certain. Paimon's a natural when it comes to flying. If everyone had to use wing gliders, I'd be undefeatable. You know, I'll give Paimon the props. Is that so? I'm glad to hear that because you two are the most guardian-like candidates I've ever seen. Now, let us continue. The current wind conditions are just right. No problem. Everything's going great. Maybe we're the guardians that Her Highness has been looking for. Your Highness is the only true guardian. Thank you for your kind words. I had in fact passed the trial many times before the dragon destroyed the sacred site. Purely in terms of flying abilities, I am confident that no other squirrel is my equal. Previous candidates found even the first few stages too difficult. Huh. But if your highness already passed the trial, how come you didn't take the relic? Unfortunately, the relic has yet to acknowledge me. So even guardians require the relic's acknowledgement. That I do not know. Perhaps it thought I didn't pass the trial. Surely there are hidden state. Oh, wait, do the trials change for each challenger? All I know is the relic has never lit up for me. But you, not only have you come precisely at our kingdom's hour of need, but your capabilities are undeniable. That is why I believe you will earn the relic's acknowledgement. Let us continue. The final stage of our trial awaits. Okay, let's do that on the turnaround back. And boom! Easy, gamers. Let's go! We're like training for the goddamn Olympics. Oh no! What the hell? Excuse me, we're in the middle of something. Back up. The king of Constellation Metropole demands it.
A proper send-off.
Get out of here.
With love. Watch out. Express delivery. Back. Go. Watch out.
Hell yeah. Truly, you are both exceptionally skilled. Something's wrong with the furious flowers? Very well, we shall complete this part. I shall complete this part on my own. Damn, she was like, traveler who? Stay vigilant? Okay. Damn, she's just literally flexing on me right now. She didn't even need me. What the hell am I even doing here? Oh, that's the relic. Okay. We passed. Murder of Birds. We're guardians now. So is this the relic we're supposed to acknowledge? That's supposed to acknowledge new guardians? Huh. There's something carved into it. Like a line of text, maybe. Let Paimon take a closer look. Stories follow rules unfolded in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. Chat, are we in a Samsara? What is happening, chat? Stories follow rules unfolded in cyclical patterns, samsara cycles, root cycles, but each should follow its own path. I'm sorry, each should follow its own course. We gotta break the cycle, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta break the cycle of Celestia and of the root cycles of Teyvat, okay? We're halfway through Chronaria. We gotta make it, we gotta do good on this part. It's bad enough that one of the root cycles is called Natlan, and it focuses on the dragons, and we're literally going to Natlan. Paimon doesn't get it. Do you get it, Murder of Birds? It's probably some roundabout way of cheering us on. Those words have always been there. Even I do not know their origin. Oh dear. I sense that they may hold some great significance for the kingdom, but I have yet to grasp their meaning. Whatever the case, given your performance in the trial, you are undoubtedly the most suitable candidate for the title of guardian that I've ever met. Your abilities and judgments are beyond question. Meeting you in a moment like this is truly a blessing for our kingdom. Now that we have retrieved the relic, we may hold the ceremony right away. I'm fully confident that your courage and abilities will have won you the relic's respect. You flatter me, Your Highness. It was nothing. We're just glad we could help you, Your Highness. Whoa, when did you guys get here? Paimon didn't even notice you arrive. We flew over, of course. We are amongst the best flyers around when we were young, you know. How else would we be able to serve the princess? Huh, funny that you could fly down here, but you couldn't take part in the trial, but okay. Never judge a squirrel by its appearance. Well, I never. A visitor turning up at a moment of crisis, a guardian emerging from the trials victorious, and the relic in our possession intact and unharmed. Your Highness, everything is exactly as the legends say. It seems that our kingdom finally has a future to look forward to. We shall find out soon enough. Now please place your hand upon the relic. Let it light up and proclaim that you are henceforth the guardian of the kingdom. Do you think it's not bright enough? Let Paimon take a look. Maybe it's been there so long that it just can't light up anymore. Kind of like how candles that have been lying around too long won't burn very brightly. How? How could this be? All the details match, yet the relic still... Your Highness, whatever the case, at least the relic is in our hands, even if our guests have failed to be acknowledged by... No. Your Highness? Place the relic to one side. It is my kingdom for which the challengers have come. Therefore, it is I who must acknowledge them. Your Highness, but no ruler of our kingdom has ever taken it upon themselves to acknowledge a guardian. Then let us create a precedent for future rulers to follow. Murder of Birds, Paimon, come forward. My God, am I getting dubbed right now by this princess squirrel? As princess of the kingdom of breezes and bells, I hereby declare that Murder of Birds and Paimon shall henceforth be recognized as the kingdom's paladins of breezes and bells. God damn. That is a hype title. We got a title from Simulanka. We're paladins gamers. Wow. At your service, your highness. Sheesh. Mondstadt, step your game up, okay? I'm no longer an honorary knight. I'm an honorary paladin. I assume this section of Simulanka is somewhat a reflection of Mondstadt, right? Especially given the fact that Durin died in Mondstadt, and this is the kingdom of breezes and bells, right? Mondstadt's the city of wind and freedom and song. I almost want to say this is a direct reflection of Mondstadt in its purest fairy tale form. So you're welcome, Venti. Hooray! A paladin of breezes and bells! Such a cool title. Definitely cooler than just being any old guardian. But surely that means we haven't found our guardian. And if that is so, then we won't be able to fulfill our calling. Well, maybe it's Farubert, right? He's still on his way. I don't know. But if we cannot fulfill our calling, we'll no longer have a future to look forward to, just like the kingdoms that have come before us. This is also reminding me of the Ignition trailer. At the end of the trailer, Mavwika says to the flame that, or whatever she's looking at or talking to, we shall find our new fate, or we shall create our new fate. So it's almost implying like the future that they want isn't attainable, so they have to create a future for themselves. And that kind of reminds me of this line here where he says, if we don't fulfill our calling, we'll no longer have a future to look forward to. Fret not, I will find a way. Wait, speaking of choosing a guardian, we're currently choosing a champion over at Rainsong Pond. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we're connecting it. You mean that Forward who can jump super high? You're right. The whole reason they held that contest was to find a champion to come rescue the princess. Although it doesn't seem like the princess needs saving, if you are looking for a super strong champion to win your contest, they just so happen to have one. Yeah, I figured. In fact, there's bound to be heaps of potential champions over there. Wait, by contest, you mean trial, and by champion, you mean guardian. It's all connected. What an extraordinary coincidence. Though our trial doesn't really have anything to do with jumping, still, from what you've said, it sounds like we found the strongest candidate to complete their calling. It seems a trip over to did I say river? I'm sorry. It seems like our trip over to Rainsong Pond is in order. Thank you for informing me. Wait, but your highness, they're all paper frogs over there. They're nothing like us. They're not. So what? A guardian's most vital asset is what is in their heart, not their appearance. Wow. Forward was just talking about that. Ministers, you are to stay and look after the kingdom while I am gone. I will go to Rainsong Pond myself. My loyal paladins, I hope that the champion over at Rainsong Pond is as fearless and skilled as you are. Let's not get that ahead of ourselves, okay? I'm the main character. Well, skilled is certainly accurate. But as for fearless, that remains to be seen. Oh. You mean to say that this champion of theirs is actually a sheep in wolf's clothing? Oh, Capitano, please lower your mask. Capitano, what's going on under those clothes? I can't see your face, my good sir. Are you okay? All the more reason to meet him in person. All right, it's settled then. Oh, and if we go over to Rainsong Pond, perhaps I'd better bring some gifts. Okay. All right, so this is the third part of the quest overall after everything we just went through with recruiting the princess who then dubbed us a paladin, which was really cool. The answer of the lotus leaves and forests. Talk to Princess Semest. The champion paper frog Forobert and Princess Semest of the kingdom of breezes and bells seem to be in a slightly odd predicament. Oh, he's here. They arrived. Nice. Gamers! So, we're all completely stumped. How come you're all here? Oh, did they all just get, like, told different stuff? They're like, the frogs were like, hey, we're here to save you. And then she's like, wait a minute, but I thought I needed you to complete this trial for me. So, like, clearly they don't know what's going on, I think. Oh, it's you. Such a relief you've come. Thank you for coming, my honorable paladin. It seems we've run into a rather peculiar problem. Peculiar problem? Oh no, don't tell Paimon that the relic hasn't acknowledged Mr. Farrowbert either. If the problem was only that I hadn't been acknowledged as guardian, that would actually be simpler. How to put this? Mr. Farrowbert is indeed the champion jumper. That much is indisputable. But the trial he passed was Rainsong Pond's jumping contest. And when he was acknowledged as champion, it was a committee that declared him so. It is true that Her Highness resides in a tall tower and that in this kingdom does indeed have its own series of arduous trials. But she clearly isn't trapped, much less needs me to jump up and rescue her. And those trials, no matter how good I am at jumping, I'll never be able to pass them. They just aren't designed for paper frogs. That's so... Damn, dude, that's so sad. Who led these people astray with this prophecy of sorts? On paper, you seem like the perfect candidate, but the details just don't work out. What are we to do if we can't complete our calling? Interesting. I wonder what this calling is. Like, it's like completing their purpose or something. Yeah, exactly. You keep talking about this calling of yours, and Mr. Farrowbert mentioned it too. Yeah, the papers all have like a calling of sorts. I wonder what that's all about. What exactly is it? If you haven't found the guardians and the princess you're looking for, why don't you just keep looking? Even if you don't find them right at this instant, it's not like this place is gonna vanish into thin air. Damn, Paimon. I'd love for you to say that again in about 2 weeks. Our kingdom exists for its calling. It is also the only way we can save it. Likewise, the residents of Rainsong Pond have sacrificed so much and are continuing to sacrifice for that princess who's nowhere to be found. Generation after generation of champions have quietly aged away, all memories of their deeds fading away into oblivion. Jesus. Mr. Horello has spoken of these brave ones before. Weighed down by the burden of unrealized ambitions, they are left with no other choice but to end their days in obscurity. Such a fate is crueler than the fall of a kingdom. Farrowbert, we've talked about this before. You said you were going to reconsider, and now we must have faith in our champion. If I were perched on a lotus leaf and suddenly found myself drifting away with this current, I would do my best to make sure it didn't capsize in the middle of the river. Now that I carry the lotus head bangle, I cannot shirk my duties. This has nothing to do with courage, Mr. Horello, but duty. MurderofBirds knew our lotus leaf rafting experience wasn't a complete waste of time. Spoken like a true champion. But if I do end up going overboard, you'll have to call for a stamp. He'd definitely be better at this than I am. He's the real champion when it comes down to it. So why have I ended up being the one with on the lotus leaf? Looks like we still have to go rafting a few more times. You sure are one unique champion. No matter how hard you try, you're always convinced you're going to fail. You really needn't worry. After all, not only did you come here completely of your own accord, but you have the courage to shoulder a great responsibility. You are brave enough to make a choice and boldly follow through with it. At least in my eyes, you're no less than any flying squirrel. Your Highness, thank you for your praise and for your trust. Besides, I'm already on this lotus leaf, so I can't get off now anyway. Well, anyways, now that we have the backing of so many strong fighters, I think it's high time we head to the Cave of Eerie Murmurs. Yeah, the cave off to the side, and see what lurks in its depths. Suborn, Sofash, there's no use trying to stop me. After all, when have you ever succeeded in holding me back? Damn, these guys are just like useless. Like, what are you guys even doing? Just let her do whatever she wants. Come on, lighten up. This is the last clue we need to save the kingdom. Not a single princess that's gone into the Cave of Eerie Murmurs has ever come back out again. If there's nothing in the Cave of Eerie Murmurs, why does it matter whether I return or not? But on the other hand, if there really is a clue to the salvation of the kingdom in there, then even if I were to be trapped inside, that wouldn't be such a bad thing, would it? Shibalanke is titled as being one entombed with the primal fire. So I wonder if this is like referencing that whoever is entombed with the primal fire has to imprison themselves for the betterment of the nation of Natlan. Like someone has to make a sacrifice in containing this primal fire for whatever reason. I'm also gonna go off on a limb here. I also did write this out for my theory video that I'm planning on working on. Incandescent Ode to Resurrection, Apep did mention that some of the sovereign dragons died, some of them fled, and some of them just like, all of them lost their authority, but some of them fled and some of them died and some of them eventually submitted to Celestia's rule. So I actually wonder if Incandescent Ode to Resurrection is potentially an attempt to resurrect the Pyro Sovereign Dragon, but I wonder if it has been split into 7 pieces. I wonder if the primal fire, it's split into like 7 little pieces, and maybe each tribe has an individual piece, and Mavwika also has one. So she went into like that tomb area with one of the flames, and that's like her flame that she safeguards. And then the 6 that she saw behind her, maybe there's a piece of the flame is given to each nation, and it's to prevent all of them. And it's kind of like a Dragon Ball Z thing, right? You bring the 7 Dragon Balls together and it summons Shenron. You get the 7 primal fires together and it resurrects the Pyro Sovereign Dragon or something. And maybe Shibalanke sealed itself with the dragon, like with the primal fire, to prevent anyone from resurrecting it, maybe. And maybe that's Mavwika's duty now. But she also said time to burn again, so I don't know if she wants to do things differently than how they've been. But that's kind of like my headspace for this whole theory. I actually think Incandescent Ode to Resurrection might be trying to revive a deceased sovereign if they did die and they haven't been resurrected, like say Nouvelette, for example. There might be something preventing that, but we'll have to wait and see. What kind of place is this Cave of Eerie Murmurs anyways? And why does your highness sound so serious? Oh, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Simply put, Simply put, it's where those princesses of past kingdoms search for the answer. But even until the day their kingdoms vanish, utterly, those princesses were never seen again. Huh? By never seen again, surely you don't mean the cave swallowed them alive. There isn't a single flying squirrel that knows, but we'll find out soon enough. To be safe, I'll bring the relic along with us. Who knows, it might just come in handy. All right, everyone, let's go. Given that one of you is an expert flyer and the other is the champion jumper, I trust that you'll be able to keep up with me. All right, let's go. Paimon's face, that's so funny. Whoa, her highness has flown off already. Let's catch up. It's all very interesting. So I don't know if the Pyro Sovereign Dragon had a good relationship with humans or had a bad relationship, given that it's the nation of fire, the nation of war. I feel like all these motherfuckers don't like each other. Humans don't like humans. Natlan is fighting with itself. The dragon probably hated the previous Archon if they were around back then. Nouvelette is a very rare case. It took Nouvelette 500 years to establish mutual understanding with humans to not want to destroy them. I'm wondering if the previous Pyro Sovereign had the same energy as Apep, where Apep can't stand humans. Not only can she not stand humans, but she can't stand gods that bow to humans, like to bow to the era of humanity. That's why she's like, I don't respect Nahida because she allows herself to rule amongst humans. Also, she doesn't like the fact she doesn't like Celestia, and she doesn't like the primordial one, and the humans are his creation. So you know what I mean. And again, because this is a reflection of Simulanka, is a reflection of Teyvat. They're talking about humans fighting this dragon, and yeah, that could be a reflection of Durin, but it could also be a reflection of Natlan. The Pyro Dragon could have given people a lot of shit back in the day, depending on how far back it was. And for better or for worse, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe Mavwika's trying to change that, if she has any inkling of what happened in the past. I'm also curious what her relationship is with the previous Pyro Archon, because I've been kind of on the money with it being somewhat familial. I don't know if it's going to be a master and student kind of thing with her and the previous Pyro Archon whenever we get to that point, but we'll have to wait and see. Let us chit chat and then head to the cave. Pleased to meet you. It seems you're a popular one indeed. Even Her Highness Princess Semest knows of you. About the price paid by Rainsong Pond. Oh, such a heavy topic. Well, seeing as you asked, it would be rude not to give you an answer. Oh, but everything seemed fine over at Rainsong Pond. You all seemed so happy to be jumping around and taking part in the contest. In one sense, it is so. The waters of Rainsong Pond have never dried up and the contest has never been interrupted. Each committee works tirelessly away and each contestant training constantly, doing everything they can to be up to the task of saving the princess someday. But all those paper frogs, endlessly laboring, they are the price that Rainsong Pond has paid. Oh my god. From the moment we were born, our calling is to practice jumping and save the princess. Every aspect of life in Rainsong Pond revolves around this. Natlan's youth is as energetic as our own. No, in fact, I'd call what they have something else. It's almost as if their souls were forged for war from birth. Oh my god, chat. I did a video chronicling everything we know about Natlan so far, and I think it was the NPC in Beta Harbor that literally said that the people of Natlan seemed to have their souls forged for battle from birth. It's like the people of Natlan have been engineered, have been created from birth solely to fight. This is crazy. Innumerable paper frogs who sat at Rainsong Pond's committee and countless champions have been chosen, but all this time we've never managed to find our princess. Generation upon generation of frustrated champions have thus aged away, not knowing how to fulfill the calling that they so cherished. This is it. This is the thing. The calling. We don't know what the calling is. And I don't think that as a concept, I don't think we're going to understand that because Natlan hasn't revealed that to us yet through the Archon quest. But clearly, Natlan is fighting for a reason, and they have been fighting continuously all their lives. Every year, apparently, there's a tournament, and it's an endless fighting Samsara to attain something that they haven't attained yet. And similar to like the Primordial Sea, that was a major thing that we didn't know about until we started Fontaine. I'm assuming this calling of sorts is going to be something that we don't know about, unless it's a prophecy or something regarding their fate, like Mavwika said to the Flame in that trailer. All they can do is watch helplessly as their once powerful legs grow tired and their fine webbed feet gradually wither away. And worst of all, because our champion keeps aging, we must constantly train new ones to ensure that we have the strongest paper frogs ready at all times should the princess suddenly appear. What the fuck is this? So these people are fighting in this tournament consistently, constantly, tirelessly, endlessly, year after year after year, to be at their all-time strongest for an event that they don't know is happening. Unless they're all just fighting to be like souped up fucking fighters ready for the fight with Celestia. I don't know. I mean, there's gonna be a worldwide fight already. They've already foreshadowed a war with Celestia, but clearly this goes deeper than that. So Rainsong Pond's contest continues without any sign of an ending. Yet now, none remember the names of those champions who, though they too once cherished the calling, ended up aging away in helpless impotence. As Princess Semet puts it, weighed down by the burden of unrealized ambitions, they are left with no other choice but to end their days in obscurity. Such a fate is crueler than the fall of a kingdom. But that's enough for that. The atmosphere is suddenly rather heavy. Let us put our faith in Farobert and Princess Semest. I'm sure that they'll be able to do something about it. That's the Archon quest right there, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, we'll come back here after 5.2 and we'll be like, we were so stupid. How did we not know? How did we not realize what they were talking about? It was right in front of our faces the whole time. So they are fighting for something or someone to return. Pyro Sovereign Dragon, Resurrection. If he's a bad dude, maybe they're waiting, like, hey, we gotta train and we gotta fight for the inevitable day that this dragon reincarnates or resurrects to fight it again. If the Pyro Dragon had a terrible relationship with the history of Natlan before the Archons took over, and they are fearful that that motherfucker will somehow come back, I would fight to be ready to shoot the fair ones with this dragon if it ever showed its ugly face back in this nation. But that's like the only thing I can think of. But like, I'm wondering, like, what does it mean to have their souls forged from birth? Unless they got a little bit of dragon blood in them, right? At this point, I'm willing to believe anything. After we found out that all Fontainians are genetically Oceanids, after I found that shit out, that all of the Fontainians had primordial seawater in their body, I'm willing to believe that these humans in Natlan are somehow driven by some like fiery blood of dragons that give them their instinctual competitive nature to fight. That sounds plausible after Fontaine. Or maybe everyone has a piece of primal fire inside of them, and that as long as that fire burns bright, they'll continuously be able to fight. I don't know. That's just very interesting. I don't know if everyone is just a piece of fire. I don't know. I'm spitballing at this point. I'm also wondering if we're ever going to get a human dragon hybrid. I have no idea if that's a possibility. All right, let's see. Where's the stamp? Oh, that good fellow, he's going to have a stroll for some fresh air. Perhaps he's practicing his diving as we speak. If only a stamp could share some of his relaxed mindset with Forward. Even a fifth of it would do. Didn't the princess take us to the cave of eerie murmurs before? Paimon's sure she heard a strange voice while we were there. Yes, we did. Just to let you guys know, us paper frogs aren't very good at jumping in caves. Don't worry, Mr. Forward. Paimon might have just been hearing things. Nope. I am a voice, but a voice is not life. There it is. Interaction is only born of contradiction, and only interaction is dialogue. What the heck? There it is again. Do not fear. These voices will not harm us. They are simply lamenting their own past. Oh, the voices of the past. Maybe the primal fire. Maybe those 6 other things were like previous tomb keepers of the primal fire. That's another thing too. I never considered that. Lamenting the past. Are these the princess's voices? To be precise, both princesses and princes. What they have in common is they are all voices from fallen kingdoms. That's another thing too. I wonder what the Natlan equivalent of Remoria is. The Natlan equivalent of Remoria, the Natlan equivalent of Enka. Like, they have to also have had a civilization that has fallen in the past, like every other nation, right? It's cyclical. This is a Samsara cycle. Kingdoms rise and fall, and something clearly had to have overcome to become the current day Natlan. So whatever that previous civilization is, that might also have a huge, that might play a role in the Archon quest, kind of like how Remoria did. They come and search for answers, but find nothing. All they can do is stay and lament their fate in vain. You know this place well. You must have come here many times before. You show great intuition, as one would expect of a paladin. That is correct. I have come here often since my accession. After all, compared to all those princesses and princes from the past, there's nothing special about me at all. It was wishful thinking indeed to me to have imagined that a miracle might suddenly happen and that I'd find a true guardian just like that. But for the sake of my kingdom, I had to keep searching for a way to fulfill my calling. I could not simply stand by and watch it fade away. So I looked everywhere and found nothing. Finally, though, I narrowed my search to the cave of eerie murmurs. This probably something equivalent in Natlan, probably that tomb that Mavuika was in. But because that cave had never been thoroughly investigated, and so is never to drive Saborn and Sofash sick with worry or cause their voices to go hoarse, I had never entered the cave of eerie murmurs itself. Now for the future of the kingdom and all our aged champions, I have no choice but to go in. Don't be afraid, your highness. Not only do you have super strong Murder-of-Birds and champion jumper Farabert to back you up, you also have the seasoned floater Paimon too. No matter what happens, we'll make sure you stay safe. Right, Murder-of-Birds? Mr. Farabert? At your service, your highness. That's funny. We've got your back, I think. I mean, we'll hopefully got your back. Seriously, caves really aren't designed for jumping in. It's all right, Mr. Champion. We still have plenty of time to prepare. After all, we need to figure out how to get into this cave first. Well, there's a talking voice. Perhaps this might come in handy. Oh, okay, so it's 2 parts. So you're gonna need both of them, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, so he's gonna have to use his water to put down the spout. Okay, so we got to do this first. And then this. Gotcha. Woo! Hey, we worked together. It took the 3 of us, actually. A champion and a paladin. Oh, what is that? What is this? Nani? There's some text on the wall. It's so chilly around here. Such a strange vibe. Paimon's just glad we haven't seen anything weird. Wait a second. What's that carved on the wall over there? It looks like a story. What's it about? After setting up the trial herself, the princess awaited her champion within the kingdom. I think I recall this story from the kingdom's records. In the legend, it is said that despite the passing of much time, there still came no sign of a guardian, and it seemed the kingdom's resources would soon run dry. The princess, whose name was Sioya? Hold on, let me write that down. The princess, whose name was Sioya, therefore made a decision. She let the kingdom's people fall into a deep slumber and sealed off all its land except the tower, where she alone remained to await the coming of the guardian. What became of this princess? We're getting into slumber, dreams. The guardian that she awaited never came. In the end, it is said that she came to the cave of eerie murmurs alone, then vanished from the world without a trace. It is said that this princess showed great courage, but I cannot say that I agree with her approach. As I see it, by deciding to simply wait there while her people slept in blissful ignorance, she consigned her kingdom to an unknown fate. Instead, she should have taken the initiative by calling upon her people to unite as one, seeking out their guardian together. If she had done this, even if all their effort had turned out to be in vain, at least she would have known that she'd done all she could. Damn, Semest is goated for that. It's just as the last line of the story says, stories follow rules, unfolding in cyclical patterns, but each should follow their own course. Your Highness, it hasn't come to that. I wonder what Anders' daughter was cooking when she wrote this, because clearly this is implying that something similar happened in Teyvat. I don't know if that's reflective of the current times or if this is a reflection of Natlan's past, potentially. Come on, there's still hope. Who knows? We might find some important clues left for us to... There might be some important clues for us to find. Forgive me. It seems that I have gotten a little carried away. Anyways, let's keep searching. Looking around, it seems like we haven't completed the trial. This is a very interesting location for sure. All right, let us continue onward into the cave. Oh my God, there's more passages. Oh my God, there's more papers on the floor. Holy shit. Hold on. Oh yeah, there's more over here too. And more papers? Okay. Text read. A system for saying goodbye. It's so glaringly obvious. Irritating thing is that it is both reasonable and obvious. Am I getting trolled right now? This is not obvious. I cannot make heads or tails of what this is implying for the Natlan Archon quest, but okay. You know what? Actually, Hoyoverse is low-key trolling. They know that once we finish the Archon quest and we reflect back on this moment, it is gonna feel very obvious because we'll have context. Lotus leaves and dewdrops. What the? Why has this story been carved on the wall? What is it? Someone carved a story here and it goes, once upon a time, there was a paper frog who wished he had a pair of wings. He prayed, oh no. He prayed to the goddess who told him that if he could jump higher than all the other frogs, he would have his wings. Wait a second. If he could jump higher than all the other frogs, why would he need wings? Maybe it's just hyperbole. No, this champion's name is actually recorded in the committee's register. This paper frog. Oh shit, there's another name. Oh, it's literally just like the story we just got with the squirrel. This paper frog, whose name was Subus, once won a championship 7 times in a row. No frog was his equal. His symbol was a pair of wings made of lotus leaves, so they dubbed him Winged Subus. Yo, man's literally got his own pair of wing gliders. 7 times in a row. Seven sovereigns, 7 archons. Well, no longer, but in the past there used to be. 7 times in a row. Paimon heard you won the championship many times in a row too, Mr. Forrobert. Me? Yes, I've won it 7 times. And a steep 6, but I'd be no match for this champion. Back in those days, they had to figure it all out themselves without any experience to go on. If my generation of frogs have jumped higher than others, it was merely by jumping up from the shoulders of giants. There he goes again, putting himself down as usual. So what happened to that champion? That I do not know. According to the committee's records, in the last jumping contests he ever took part in, Subus came second. Second, so that means... Indeed it does. Given that he no longer felt up to the task to protecting the princess, Subus announced his retirement there and then. Kind of sounds similar there. For Robert, bro's literally falling in line with this legend. He told his friends that jumping contests no longer held any meaning for him, and that unless he rediscovered its meaning someday, he would never again compete. From that day forth, not once was his name ever again mentioned in the records of Rainsong Pond. I'm also really getting like Capitano vibes. I don't know why. I want him to be the bloodstained knight from Mondstadt, but at the same time, with him being faceless and nameless and his identity being a complete mystery, but he's super strong and he's #1 of the Harbingers, and he's going into this freaking fight in Natlan for no particular reason other than seemingly to get the Gnosis, but there might be something greater there. I don't know, man. So just like those princes and princesses, it was a point in time after which this champion seemingly vanished from the world. That's right. All in all, this story really doesn't seem like a promising omen. Hold on a moment. The last line of this story is also, stories follow rules unfolded in cyclical patterns, but each should follow their own course. Why does this line keep reappearing? We better complete the rest of the trial first. It's foreshadowing! Everything is, it's a Samsara, man. Why do all these stories are happening the same way and they're ending the same way? I wonder where it will lead us in the end. Looks like the cave has no intention of giving us the answers, but rather plans on testing us instead. The road to success is never straight, huh? Another trial, let's get it. Thank you. Then let's go take a look at this final trial. So we got this. Sheesh! We take those, gamers. That must mean we've passed this trial. Okay, so all the lights lit up, which is good. That must mean we passed the trial, huh? Who's king of trials now? That's right, this guy. Oh no, my material. My inventory's capped, so I couldn't pick anything up. Oh, I'm so sorry. They're like super distracting. That's so funny though. Good lord. You're in such great shape. If only I were as talented as you are. Ah. Huh? Did you hear that? Nani? Oh, what is happening? The voices in my head. I can't get them out. I went to therapy. Once upon a time, there was a paper frog who wished he had a pair of wings. Also, low-key kind of reminds you of like the birds that wanted to fly in Mondstadt. He prayed to the goddess who told him that if he could jump higher than all the other frogs, he would have his wings. Long ago, there was a princess who personally set up a trial in the kingdom. She waited and waited and waited. Oh, guardian, where art thou? Eek! The paper's talking! In this world, that's not really that weird. That's true. Another paper frog, just like me. Another useless champion squandering years and a pair of worthless withered wings. Jesus Christ. Oh! Aged manuscript. Champion formerly known as Sabrilis. Oh, this is his manuscript. Wait, surely you can't be... I am an evaporated dewdrop, a pair of wings, too weak for flight. The name Sabrilis is no longer one that I am fit to bear. It is a great honor to meet you, your highness, Princess Sioya. Oh, the Princess 2 exhausted manuscript. It is an honor to meet you too, your highness. You, yet another stranger, another princess. What is Natlan setting us up? Natlan's gonna be crazy, bro. The kings and queens of the past are gonna be like, don't be like me. Don't listen to the prophecy. It's a lie. You're gonna be going down a similar Samsara path. You're gonna be in an endless loop of suffering in this tournament day in and day out. You gotta break free. So Paimon guesses they're the champion and princess mentioned in the story on the wall. They just look like two manuscripts. It is an honor to meet you both. You have resided in the... Oh, you know how they said like, oh, all of them came in here and then they were never seen again? Are all of these papers on the floor all like faded princes and princesses and champions of the past? They all just turned from paper animals to paper manuscripts. So I wonder if that's what happened. And now the only ones that resonate in here is Sioya and Sabrilis. You have resided in this cave for a long time now, so you should know why we are here. The primal fire might be that very same thing. Whoever is entombed with it, they become part of it, and the cycle repeats. And maybe that's what the champion's goal is, right? Like, what if the tournament was made in a way that, like, if you win, you become the next bearer of the primal fire, and then when you die, the tournament but the tournament apparently is annual, so I don't know if that's like I don't know if that's how it works or what. I don't know. It's just a very interesting concept. I wonder if there is some type of group consciousness that all become one with the primal fire if they win the tournament, or if they end up in a similar situation to Simulanka. Or maybe they're just like, you know, just grabbing your coal and just chucking it in the fire, right? They're just feeding the flames of war. They're feeding the primal flames of Natlan. And it's a cyclical cycle that there's no end in sight because they have no way of breaking from this fate. And Mavwika's like, fuck the bullshit. I'm trying to change things after the last 500 years. And thus here we are. If not a Samsara, a resurrection cycle of sorts for the tournament. I don't know, because it seems like everyone that's participating is very much aware of how the tournament works, and some of them don't, most of them don't even want to participate, so I don't really know like how they feel about it on an annual basis. It's also very interesting to consider that this is a very Natlan thing, where Natlan people don't even go to other nations because they're so like fed into their own culture of fighting and the tournament and all that stuff. And obviously we have to learn more about why that's the case. It's definitely something that's probably rooted in their blood, like rooted in their very being. Your Highness, have you found the answer you were looking for? Where is the guardian we are looking for? Great champion, where is the princess that us paper frogs are supposed to save? And then they're gonna be like, there was never one. We just wanted to see how long it would take before you guys went off on your own path and stopped following some useless, baseless stories. You should go back. There are no answers here, only question after question. No river awaits, and the lotus leaves do not exist for us. The pawn has never seen victory's laurel, nor a princess. Oh my god. Stories follow rules, unfolded in cyclical patterns. Such a futile expectations. When will the cycle end? Oh my god. Chat, I think Natlan is literally in a blood sport Samsara. Or maybe they're fighting to work towards a goal of resurrection, right? It's called Incandescent Ode to Resurrection. So what else would the nation be trying to resurrect other than one of two things? Their previous Archon, because for some godforsaken reason, every time an Archon dies, or rather, it was mainly in Sumeru, right? King Deshret, people wanted to resurrect King Deshret. People wanted Rukkhadevata back. They didn't want Lesser Lord Kusanali. So it's either they want to resurrect their old Archon back, right? Like if it's Xbalanque, or they want to resurrect the Pyro Sovereign Dragon, and they haven't been able to. The pen that wrote those words has not alighted back upon the page, yet the ink of fate has long dried up. Neither the guardian nor the period that marks the end shall appear. Thus it has always been until now. But each should follow their own path. This is destiny's inexplicable hope. When will the path ahead reveal itself? Break from your curse. Stop doing these tournaments and go out into the... There's other nations! You don't have to stay in Natlan fighting consistently forever, regardless of what fate or history has told you. What are they talking about? Paimon doesn't get it. Whatever it is, it doesn't sound too promising. Huh? But why? No river awaits, and the lotus leaves do not exist for us. That makes it sound like Rainsong Pond is already doomed. It's a piece of history that is already long since foregone. Neither the guardian nor the period that marks the end shall appear. Anyways, we shouldn't jump to conclusions too soon. We haven't even completed the trial yet. All right. Giving up before the contest has even ended seems like bad etiquette indeed. Let's take care of the trial first. Let me pick up my materials while I'm at it. Yeah, let's stay positive. Maybe there'll be a pleasant surprise waiting for us. Oh, wait a minute. Can he switch sides? Oh, he can. I see. All right, so let's drop that. Bah! All right, we got that going on. And then we got this. Hell yeah, gamer. We take those. Sheesh. Well, it seems we've passed all the trials, right? We've passed the trial. I bought the relic, but it hasn't reacted at all. Are we really meant to just keep waiting here? But what exactly are we waiting for? Guys, I think that's the whole point. We need to just start thinking for ourselves. Can we stop doing what everybody else has done? Because look where it's gotten us. It's gotten us in a room of people, of other paper animals that have turned into manuscripts because they literally did what the previous person said to do, what the previous person said to do, what the previous person said to do. Fuck this shit. I'm actually gonna listen to that last line, and I'm gonna go and do my own thing. I'm gonna carve my own course. I'm gonna chart my own course. It's not like some kind of god's gonna swoop down and tell us what to do, is it? Hey, Paimon spitting facts. What we are willing to do is wait. All we can do is wait. Meaning lies in waiting. The future lies unknown. When will they appear? And insisting that we wait like that, what are we even waiting for? Perhaps they do not know either, which is why they've been waiting all this time. So long that they turned into manuscripts. Jesus. They are echoes with nowhere to return, existences that do not exist, unfinished chapters of blank paper, as are you. Together, oh my god, wait, hold on, let's relax here. Together, let us go back to where we belong. Stories follow rules, unfolding in cyclical pattern. Each follows its own course. All right, I'm not getting indoctrinated into your manuscripts. No thanks. Hey, you pile of rotten papers. Why do you keep telling us to wait? Your Highness, waiting will get us nowhere. Ha 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 ha. So that's it. I knew I wasn't in the wrong place. Your Highness, Princess Sioya, I have my answer. To the rest of you, it is time for us to part ways. Thank you all for everything you have done. Now it is clear to me that the answer lies not in the cave of eerie murmurs. When I first arrived, I was afraid that I would have to pay a heavy price to find a way to save the kingdom here. In the end, the cave of eerie murmurs holds nothing more than a pile of old manuscripts, deceiving themselves by waiting. It is a great relief that I know that hope still lies elsewhere. The future lies unknown. Meeting lies in waiting. Oh my god. It's the ultimate sunk cost fallacy. At this point, they're like, I'm just gonna keep waiting, and you should keep waiting like I did. And she's like, nah, I'm good. Get out of here with that. No, Your Highness, meaning lies in the unknown. Waiting leads only to waiting. I am certain we will not save the kingdom using such a method. Exactly. If the Guardian does not come, I will go in search of them. If I cannot find them in my kingdom, I will search the rest of the world instead. What a fucking goat. Oh my god, please tell me Semester exists in real life in some way, shape, or form. I would love to meet her. If they are not to be found in this world, then I shall keep searching beyond it. Yo, Descender moment? Yo, breaking free from the firmament? Even if my kingdom is destined to fall, I wish to witness its final moments when its ending is written. Such blindness, such impetuosity, such frivolity, such arrogance, such superficiality, such impatience. Say what you will, but as you yourselves have put it, stories follow rules, unfolded in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own path. But each should follow its own course. If your path lies here in endless waiting, then mine lies instead on the road ahead. Can I say something? If you were to deem it acceptable, I would like to go along with Your Highness too. Wow, someone seems pretty motivated all of a sudden. After all, if I could help Your Highness find her your guardian, it could also be interpreted as saving the princess. Oh, this is so wholesome. I am the champion of Rainsong Pond. Even if I do it for Rainsong Pond, I can continue to fulfill my duty. If you are willing to help, then on behalf of the entire kingdom of breezes and bells, I thank you. That is most all right. I will, of course, still have to ask the committee's opinion, especially Horello and Estamp. As you know, I always seem to cause trouble. I believe in you, our champion of champions. So, what's next? Huh? Your Highness. Oh my god. Wait. Oh my god. It was actually, they were supposed to deviate. Whoa. Holy moly. She was supposed to not go down the path. She was supposed to deviate. She did it. Oh my god. What the heck? Whoa. Leave the cave of eerie murmurs. The music! Oh, the 2 stars with me! Her Highness has seemed to figure it out. The lotus... Let's go! Oh my god! Prove our courage to overcome adversity, just like you. Thank you for your kindness, Your Highness. I believe I've... Oh my gosh, this is so sick. Oh, I gotta take a screenshot right here. Sheesh! All the squirrels! I can't keep up with all the text. Our relic is shining. Our guardian is coming. Oh, this is so sick. Wow. Oh my, what a shot! Hope lies ahead. Our future lies inside. Meaning lies. Courage lies in dialogue, survival and returning, meaning and seeking. Oh my goodness gracious. Chat, don't stop believing. All right. Hey, isn't that our champion? Hey, Forward. Oh my god, this is so sick. Forward is he got his wings. Oh my god, free game, by the way. What a freaking journey, man. This is so cool. Voices that no longer sound weary. Yes, stories follow rules unfolding in cyclical patterns. Farewell. May all of you find your own way forward. Farewell. Holy moly, chat. That was so freaking hype. And look at that. We returned to where it all began. Oh, that was so freaking cool. The voices of the past encouraging us to do our best and living in the moment. They were like, hey, thank God you're better than we were. Otherwise, y'all would have been waiting in that cave just like us. Oh, my leg, is it still on the ground? I can barely feel it anymore. All 4 of your feet are still firmly on the ground, Mr. Champion. That's so cool. He got his wings, technically. Everyone saw him flying. Those princesses from the past, they seem to have left too. I hope that they'll never return to the Cave of Eerie Murmurs. Oh, that's interesting. Seems our trip to the Cave of Eerie Murmurs wasn't for nothing after all. With the relic lit up, there's hope for your highness's kingdom again. It is indeed so. The fact that the relic has lit up means that we have found a guardian worthy of acknowledgement. It seems the guardian that the relic was looking for was none other than a valiant warrior in a usual sense. A true guardian who is worthy of acknowledgement is one who always follows their heart. Someone who pushes forward relentlessly in spite of their fears. It turns out that this relic, which we'd been treating like the problem, was actually the answer all along. Those manuscripts that were waiting in the cave, they've been waiting for their path to appear, waiting all this time. And we lit the path for them in the end. And so I think they all got freed too. But waiting only leads to more waiting. No one can find the solution to a problem simply by searching within the problem itself. I remember one thing that my McDonald's manager said, which McDonald's was my first job I ever worked at. My job was basically to stand in this like space and if possible, take orders, get drinks, and serve the food when it's given to me. You usually have a runner, and a runner is someone that like gets all the stuff and prepares it and then gives it to you, and then you finish the order off in the drive-thru. And I remember one day I was just standing there waiting for the runner to do whatever, and they had a lot on their plate, and one of my managers said, and he was being very nice about it, but he was obviously trying to be like, he was trying to instill leadership. He was like, Arnold, rather than stand there and wait for the order, you know, you could basically be helping out and like helping to like meet them halfway if they're struggling with something. And he ended up saying, don't wait for things to happen, make them happen. And that's always stuck with me, and I kind of correlate it to this. Rather than waiting in that room forever, Semest was like, I'm gonna go out and find the hero, and if they're not in my kingdom's gonna fall, and I'm gonna leave this world and go find them somewhere else. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm gonna go elsewhere and look for them. I'm not just gonna sit around and wait for things to come to me. I'm gonna go out there and do something. Like, you wouldn't be able to pick a leaf from a tree if you're standing on the leaf itself. Sounds complicated. Paimon's feeling dizzy now. Anyways, none of them were acknowledged by the relic as guardians. Your Highness and Mr. Furlbort were, though. So now the relic has lit up and has found its guardian. Doesn't that mean that the problem solved, Your Highness? Well, you could say that, but I still haven't managed to figure out exactly why it lit up. Looks like Saborn and Sofash will be doing some more research for me. Oh, and now that the Guardian's been chosen, doesn't that mean the Relic's trial has lost its meaning too? It'd be a shame to tear it all down. No, I will keep the trial in place, and it will now be used to train Guardians rather than to choose them. If every flying squirrel were to become a Guardian someday, then no matter what difficulties the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells faced, we could overcome them together. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Just a pity that the relic refused to light up sooner, and that Saborn and Sofash stood in my way. Now that I've been acknowledged by the relic, I shall do whatever I wish. That's why you're the princess, Your Highness. Ho ho ho! Her Highness's title should now be Guardian Princess of the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells. So, Your Highness, would it be all right if I took part in the training in your kingdom? But you're already the champion. No, didn't you hear that sound just now? That voice that was speaking. This is a trial that you must face to serve Princess Semest and fulfill your calling. Whose voice was that? It was the same as the voice of the manuscript that claimed to be Sabrilis in the Cave of Eerie Murmurs. Surely the great champion himself didn't actually believe that I can fulfill Rainsong Pawn's calling, but Princess Semest doesn't need me to save her. If anything, I'm the one who needs her help. So you told him you can do it. Huh? No, I didn't. Or rather, he had no intention of hearing my opinion anyway. But seeing as it's for the calling of Rainsong Pawn, what choice do I have? You're saying you would like to undergo the trial? Then of course you're welcome to. I couldn't be more delighted to hear the champion of Rainsong Pawn is willing to serve in my kingdom. Besides, I had plans to travel far away in the future, and I was actually just about to invite you to come along with me. After all, there are bound to be places in this world where the wind doesn't blow. The Mayor Javari, chat! Are we gonna see two people in the Mayor Javari that are the Teyvat reflection of Princess Semest and Farobert? That would be crazy. After all, there are bound to be places in this world where the wind doesn't blow. When that time comes, we'll have to rely on those champion legs of yours. Really? Then I'll try my best not to make any mistakes, though I've never tried jumping with anyone riding on my back before. Then you'll have to train harder from now on. And to the two of you and... Oh, wait, chat, wait. This might be a human and Saurian companion. She was like, oh, I've never ridden with someone on my back before. And then she's like, oh, well, you better get used to it. And we all, like, Saurians and humans companionship? There might be a female adventurer, princess person, and a Saurian companion in the Mayor Javari. I think that's what this is implying. You'll have to train harder from now on. And to the two of you, thank you for all the help you've given me and my kingdom. Though there are still so many mysteries yet to be solved, why did we need to find a guardian? And why would a kingdom fall into decay by itself? And why would Rainsong Pond have such a calling? But at least the kingdom has been saved, so now I have more time to contemplate these questions. Murder of Birds, don't you think that those manuscripts in the Cave of Eerie Murmurs seem to be related to the story we've heard before? The legend that Nilou told us. The goddess of fate who used ink to compose her stories. Ander's daughter! Did you know something about all of this? Well, it's a long and complicated, but actually it's not that long and complicated a story. Wait, what the hell? Did we just tell them everything? So basically, everything we've been through is a story written by the goddess of fate. All right, now we've really become characters in a story, but seeing as that goddess wrote us in, why didn't she give us an ending? That's where you come in. You write your ending. Endings are not going to be made for you anymore. First, those poor souls in the cave, and now us. We've all been through so much. So that means that it was also the goddess of fate who came up with the line, stories follow rules, unfolded in cyclical patterns, but each should follow its own course. I need some time to think about these matters more deeply. My loyal paladin, please take these gifts as a token of my gratitude. These were the only treasures I brought with me. If you have time, please come back and visit the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells again. I believe that you may have some questions for me. But first, I must rest well and think hard. God damn, chat. This was so exciting. I spent most of this quest theory crafting and brainstorming, but that's honestly my favorite part about Genshin, when we know absolutely nothing and we are told to make do with the very little this game gives. Another crazy thing too to consider is, like, I wonder if Mavwika knows about the Pyro Dragon Sovereign, because when you technically think about it, there has been Saurian human companionship since the start of the game, right? Dvalin and Venti, Ajdaha, Zhongli, Farina Focalor, Nouvelette. I wonder if there's gonna be some type of relationship with Mavuika and the Pyro Sovereign Dragon if they are around. And if not, I wonder what the relationship was with the previous one if they were around with the dragon as well. You gotta go back to the Tree Kingdom, by the way. There's extra dialogue and info, I think hints at Natlan from Semest. Okay, let's do that really quick and then we'll officially close out. Oh, everyone's back again. Nice. Yo, oh, a stamp is here this time. Pog. Your Excellencies, I welcome you on behalf of the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells. What will you do next? Well, first, I shall announce to all the people that the Relic has passed judgment and that the Guardian will be Mr. Forobert, who has come here from afar. Another thing too is the subtitle of the Natlan Archon quest was like, oh strong man, go unto your destined something. I forgot what it says word for word, but it talks about some strong person or whatever. And I think this is another correlation with it being Forobert being the Guardian. I don't know if that's gonna be Capitano. We'll have to wait and see. Huh? Why would you do that? Trying to explain everything we've been through would be far too complicated. Besides, it would take too long for them to grasp the concept of me being both a princess and a guardian at the same time. When the time is right, I will make a detailed record of all that happened and then inform my people in writing. Until then, I will still preside over all of the affairs of the kingdom as its princess. Once these trial grounds have been officially converted into training grounds, I will set off. Set off? Hold up. Your Highness, do you still remember who the relic actually lit up for back in the caves? Who it actually lit up for? Yes, as we were both next to it at the time. Of course, Your Highness fully deserves to be acknowledged, but I, on the other hand, you're a champion who's been acknowledged by a champion. Exactly. And that champion came here specifically to ask for your help. How could you possibly still think you're unworthy? Maybe it's simply that you shine too brightly, Your Highness, that everyone was mistaken. Well then, Mr. Champion, would you be willing to undergo another trial? I, Princess Semest of the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells, shall personally bear witness to your deeds with this relic. Of course, I do. Hold your horses. He gets so excited whenever he hears the princess's name. Don't get me wrong, I'm still doing this to fulfill the calling of Rainsong Pond. All that training I did, it was all to save, protect Her Highness. And it's such an important task, so naturally, I must ensure that it all goes without a hitch. Are you willing to travel together with Her Highness? I am. Yes, this is so goated. That's good to hear. Well then, Mr. Champion Forobert, are you ready for my trial? I am, Your Highness. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. Whoa, the relic's lit up again, and it's super bright this time. Ooh. Forobert and Semest are officially traveling together. And I think this is gonna be reflective in Teyvat to some degree, to some extent. Whenever that comes to pass, we will see. All right, let's see what these two have to say. Forobert, Estamp, where have you been? Actually, I was scrolling about the area and had a go at that trial. It was fun, but I had to adopt a slightly different approach to pass it. Mr. Horello has filled me in on everything that has happened to you. Not bad, Mr. Guardian. Turns out you're pretty talented after all. If you'd been standing next to me, I'd have pushed you off, I tell you. I'd have pushed you off 10 times if I had the chance. Hence why I decided to take part in the trial instead. Forobert, my friend, I always believed you could do it. And look, you did it. Ha, you jolly good fellows, both of you. Today is an auspicious day for our pond. Finally, we have a true champion. Though Mr. Forobert hasn't saved a princess yet, I believe that his chance will come. But I really didn't do anything, Mr. Horello, other than standing by and watching as Her Highness did all the heavy lifting. Isn't that even better? Surely you didn't want the princess to be in danger. That's quite enough, Mr. Forobert. You were entrusted to fulfill the calling by Sabrilis himself. Oh, pish posh. I'm not even sure if that was Sabrilis. After all, I've only ever heard of him, never heard him speak. And you even accepted the princess's trial. You're a champion if there ever was one. Can we just not talk about this right now, please? Anyways, to sum it up, the future of Rainsong Pond is now in your capable hands. Now we can simply enjoy jumping for jumping's own sake. And when I get back, I suggest to the committee that we make fun the focus going forward. Oh, so this is probably going to be what happens after the Archon quest is done, right? Before, it seems like they're all driven to fight towards a goal that we just don't understand. But then after the Archon quest is done, maybe they'll just do, you know, maybe they'll just do a tournament for fun. You know what I mean? Like the Olympics or something, or to test their competitive like sportsmanship, not as a means of like whatever this fate situation is, or if they're like burning themselves into ash or whatever the case might be. I have no idea. Obviously, I'm expecting things to work out for the better post Archon quest. I don't think they'll retire the tournament, or maybe they will retire the tournament if it's been going on forever. That sounds like a proposal I'd be willing to get behind. On that note, let's head back. Hey, don't leave me here. This is so good, man. So goated. These two guys. The both of you in that paper frog were acknowledged as guardians, Your Highness. Unbelievable, unheard of. It is simply no precedent for this. And you'll have to make changes to the trial too. No, don't do this, Your Highness. You simply cannot overhaul such an ancient tradition on a whim. Bro, you guys are literally boomers stuck in the past. I have no idea what to tell you. The both of you may relax. I'll hold a ceremony to train up hosts of reliable flying squirrels to defend the kingdom. Only after that will I leave the kingdom. Your Highness, don't worry, you two. I will take care of myself. As the princess, in the end, it is I who shall face the wild winds of the world on my own. As you wish, Your Highness. Damn. Built fucking different, bro. Semest is like, I don't need anybody. I can literally do everything myself. All I need is me, myself, and I, and my grand champion, whom I have deliberately handpicked. And she doesn't give a shit about traditions. And good thing too, because if it wasn't for that, she'd fall into that cave just like everybody else, and she'd be another manuscript on the wall with nothing changing ever. So hopefully Mavwika carries that same energy, and Mavwika would be like, you know what? This has been our fate forever. We've been fighting in this tournament forever. We've been bleeding ourselves dry forever. We've been burning out forever. The victors will burn brightly while the losers turn to ash. Everyone has been turning to ash. It's time for everyone to burn brightly, just like that freaking relic. And hopefully that will shed some light on what will happen in the Archon quests. But hopefully Mavwika will turn things around for the better, of course. Man, but that is everything, gamers. This world quest was pretty lengthy. It took me about 3.5 hours to finish it. I was yapping my mouth off. That's gonna do it for me. We will be back tomorrow to cover the last quest in the Broken Sea, as well as Kirara's world quest, but very excited for that. I heard one of them is voiced, so very excited. We'll get to that tomorrow.